All right, I'm calling this meeting of the HomeBrew Robotics Club March 2025 to order. Glad everybody could be with us. It's a very exciting meeting. This is our 23rd annual HBRC challenge. This is the best part of the meeting. It's all show and tell. So this is going to be very exciting. To begin with, let's do industry news. Is there any industry news someone wants to talk about in particular? I went to a trade show this past week, and it was in Atlanta. It was the Applied Power Electronics Conference, IEEE, and it was very exciting. This was a roller coaster. Basically, I'm representing Tobar Life at this Applied Power Conference, and I'm going to be driving this G1 robot around. The G1's the humanoid. Okay, they've already got the. I say they. We're there on behalf of this company EPC, electronic power conversion, efficient power conversion. I guess I should know our customer's name. Anyways, so I'm showing this this homebrewed robot. Not homebrewed. This is the Unitree G1. And so it was a roller coaster because the show's on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The robot's supposed to be there on Friday. Okay, who'd expect UPS to be the problem? I get there Saturday and it doesn't show up, and there's nobody home on Sunday. I call on Monday morning, the first day of the trade show, and the lady tells me that the robot's last scanned in Louisville, Kentucky. I say, well, I can see that. She goes away and comes back and says, well, it's lost. It's a $20,000 robot. I'm like, what do you mean it's lost? He says, you'll have to file a claim. I'm like, oh, this is Charles' son. Charles' son met up with me out there. You guys may know him. He's a home brewer. He came out. He was a big help. Big help. He reads the instructions. He's awesome. Shout out to Charles' son. But anyways, so she says, you'll have to file a claim. And I'm like, what do you mean I'll have to file a claim? Anyways, I passed him over to the boss, and I guess he filed the $20,000 claim, and they found the robot real quick. That thing was at the Atlanta warehouse. It had not gotten scanned. What I observed was that it got shipped out of the warehouse before it got scanned as having arrived at the warehouse. So anyways, I spent all day in the lobby of the hotel, and it was pretty funny. You saw earlier some images. Actually, let me see. I don't want to take time doing that. But we started him up in the hotel, and it worked fine. And we stomped him over to there he is at the DigiKey booth. He really enjoyed DigiKey. We stomped him over to the elevator and went down to the lobby, and we freaked him out. It was awesome. He's standing in the lobby waiting at these people coming in, waving at the people coming in and stuff. So here he is getting up. So when we got to the show, we tried to start him up on the set on the booth where EPC is set, and their carpet was thick with like this foam underneath. So when the robot got up and tried to balance, it would like lurch and shut off. It was like a safety thing. So it freaked me out like twice. Charles finally figured out how to stand him up. Charles finally figured out how to stand him up from the chair, and we got him walking. From there, the rest of the day, it was awesome. And so again, this thing, it was like a roller coaster because the thing didn't show. The thing showed up 3 days late. We finally had him there for the last day of the show. In the end, though, looking at the bright side of it, we were the highlight of the show there. There's, if you're interested in this stuff, there's resistors and capacitors and connectors and so on and so forth. So you get to look at this stuff. But, here this humanoid robot shows up the last day, and it was really awesome. So this was fun because everybody was eating, and it's a concrete floor, and the robot, he sounds like Frankenstein stomping around, but they actually got great publicity, for the company that makes the components to go into it. EPC, they make gallium arsenide FET. There we are, going home. What else? Any other industry news out there this evening? Isn't there a humanoid conference somewhere? I guess the NVIDIA conference was recently. That was a big deal.
Yeah, I saw a bit where they made a big deal out of that cute Disney robot that was talked about as being the cleverest, smartest robot there is. And I think we all know there's a guy behind a curtain with a joystick.
Are you talking about the ducks?
The ducks, yeah, that's right. I mean, there's a lot of self-contained good stuff in there, but they it's not an autonomous robot.
So I got to be a volunteer art over at the SAP Center, Richardson's speech, keynote speech. So I got to see behind the scenes. So it was fun.
Yeah.
What else? Any other industry news this evening?
Did you bring me 50s?
No, they're supposed to be available in April. There's I think a large batch being manufactured at this point.
See if you can get NVIDIA to donate like 60 for both.
We'll see about that. I'm trying to get one myself from the company store.
What is it you're trying to get, Ralph?
The most recent graphics GPUs, the Blackwell series, 50, 80, 50, 90, 70, 60, etc.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that's the other thing is the I don't know what they're calling it, digits or something, the AI workstation.
I still have the $250 board, back order since January.
Well, I'm just an engineer. I don't control the production schedule.
Still, you're lucky I don't have any vegetables with me.
All right. So, club news. What do we got for club news? Anything specific? Our business meeting is the first Wednesday of the month. And so that will be April the 2nd. We haven't got a presenter yet, but I'm sure we'll find somebody.
Got to be
got some club news. Can you hear me, Kemp?
Yes.
Okay, so I see a lot of new faces out here, which is great. I'm Dan Tuckler. I'm the secretary and treasurer of the club. For people that are new, we actually have 5 official officers. Kyung is in charge of the meetings. Camp is unfortunately the president, but we survive anyway. And Al Margolis is the webmaster, and Stephen Williams is in charge of getting speakers for the meetings. So we have elections every year in November, and there's actually a legal basis for the club, including some insurance coverage and some other things just to make the club work behind the scenes. So we haven't really been doing this. I should rephrase that. I haven't really been doing this, keeping up with the membership fees and the badges, but we're going to start. So a couple of people asked me, how come we're not doing badges this year? It's on me. I didn't start it yet, but we're going to start it. So you can look forward to some messages from me. The club, joining the club costs $10 per family for a year, which hasn't gone up in probably at least 10 years. And it's a great deal. It's really more about showing your support for the club, showing that we have a legitimate members list, and then allowing you to vote at the end of the year when we have our officers' elections.
It's
Let's
also
see what else.
it's required to participate in extracurricular activities.
It is. And I'll be sending out a message listing what those kinds of benefits are when we have equipment exchanges, when we participate in things like Maker Faire, you have to be a member. So it's a good deal. $10, it's a show of support. I'll be sending out a message about that and also how you can pay. Till now, we've been using PayPal. It's a little bit complicated because it has to tie to a bank account, and it has to tie to a person. So we kind of have to fake it a little bit. The guy who set up PayPal like 7 or 8 years ago, his name is still on it. So when you pay, it shows his name. Haven't figured out a way around that yet. Anyway, I encourage you guys to join up. Anybody on the Zoom call as well. Keeps the club healthy. That's it.
Thank you, Dan Tukler.
Tuckler. 5 years. 5 years. 5 years on. Still working on that. Did anybody not get a chance to sign in? Okay. On to you, Cap.
Gotcha. Okay, onward and forward.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so what I need help with.
Can you hear me, Cam?
Yes.
One more thing for club business, I guess. Do we have any update on the robot block party for trying to plan our botnik for April?
Yeah, I have not, in double check me Google as we speak. I have not seen any news about Robot Block Party 2025.
Okay.
I would, it's up. I'm not going to be able to do anything local. Okay.
Well,
but I would go ahead and work with Marco, work with Kyung, and Dan, and get that part. Actually, Stephen.
Yeah,
is
Stephen asked me at some point he wanted to reserve the park, but then I didn't hear anything back yet, and I had hoped that he comes today, but apparently not.
Well, he's in
Um,
Miami.
Yeah.
That's no excuse. You should log in. I have to mention
look, I'm on a business trip and I'm here.
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So, anyways, yeah, okay.
So yeah, I'm still planning on the whatever 28th or something of April, whatever
Okay.
the
We're looking at
email
April.
is.
Okay, this is how shall we say it? Temporary. April the 26th is a Saturday.
Yeah, that's probably the date.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Get your Robo Magellan robot ready.
It's always ready.
Excellent. There you go. They're ready or not. Here we go. Okay, very good. What I need help with is there anybody have like a pressing question or having a problem with something they want to mention? Any problem solved recently through the club?
Back to the previous topic, Open Sauce is going on in July, and it's going to be at the San Mateo Fairgrounds, which sounds quite similar to the previous Maker Faire thing. And last year they had a lot of electronics, robots, even battle bots, and other. I would say it's more electronic and less crafty than even Maker Faire. So that might be something to keep in mind as well. Option maybe.
What's it called, DD?
Open Sauce.
Sorry.
So maybe I'll look it up and put it in the chat.
Yeah, and maybe make a post to the mailing list also.
Is that the one they did at the Cow Palace last year?
Yes.
Last year they did at the Cow Palace.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a good event.
It was a great event. So I was really happy to see the amount of kind of electronic science maker
Yeah, there was a lot of
represented.
YouTubers and streamers, and then there was a bunch of robots. So they had the whole BattleBot set up, plus
Yes.
like a couple small hackers, you know. So a lot of people are going out of state with like those small time projects as well. It was pretty cool to see that.
It makes it feel like Maker Faire is for family and kids, and maybe Open Source is maybe a little more grown up, but maybe that's my spin on it.
Sounds like the Burning Man crowd to me.
I think it has a little bit of all of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. What I need help with? Somebody needs help with something specific? We've got some good.
Hey, Camp, this is Alan.
Hello, Alan. Dr. Bot.
Okay,
ahead.
so I've been working on the mock TurtleBot project, and I've been getting joysticks to work and teleop to work. And it seems to be kind of random whether the robot needs stamped or unstamped command velocity messages. So my older Magni wants stamped, but my TurtleBot wants unstamped on the joystick. But on the keyboard teleop, keyboard teleop works fine on the Magni if I have it stamped. No version of keyboard teleop works on the TurtleBot, stamped, unstamped, or not specified. So I don't understand what's going on there. However,
Is-
when I look
is-
at when I
is
try to
everything-
echo, when I try to echo just plain command velocity, it says I can't echo command velocity because I don't know it, because it's both stamped and unstamped at the same time.
Is everything on Jazzy?
Yes.
So everything should be command vel stamped.
Yep. But not on the TurtleBot.
Well, the TurtleBot, we're talking the Create 3, are we?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's its own internal thing. Can't you do something to make the command vel stamped, unstamped? You've done that and it doesn't work, right?
Well, the joystick is unstamped, but that's on the Pi. You can't get into the internals of the Create 3 base to change it. At least I don't see how to do it.
Got it. Put
Yeah,
that
and-
together in some kind of logical form and put
Yeah.
it on the mailing list, and we can all jump in on it.
And the other thing I am having trouble understanding is namespaces, because it seems to just be, you export a global variable, and then it should work. But apparently that was the case for ROS 1, but it's not the case for ROS 2. There's another bead along the string of confusion.
I put my robots on different networks. That's how I solve it.
You cheat.
I've got. All right, let's move along. Any other I need help with? We need to get the show rolling.
Yeah, I have one more.
Shoot.
I have one. Yeah. Does anybody here not know what the mailing list is? Anybody here that has not been on the mailing list, or do you all know?
What is it?
So, right, so there's a webpage for the HomeBrew Robotics Club, and there's a link there that says join our mailing list, and that'll take you to a Google group. And there is a ton of conversation and a ton of great information there. It's almost the best part of the club. So if you don't know about that, check it out. That's all I-
There's like 1,600 people on our mailing list. And if you've got a robotics question and we don't have an answer, there's not an answer to be had. I put the link in the chat there, so very good. Thank you, Dan. All right. So let's get this show on the road. This evening is our HBRC challenge meeting. The whole meeting is show and tell. the best part of the meeting. I wrote a book a couple of years ago called Homebrewed Robots. I'll put the PDF out there, and I'll also post this to the mailing list free. This is like a 1995 value. Let's see here. So let's share my screen. I say this to go to chapter 2, I believe it is. Click this way.
Here it is. Oop.
Boom. Okay. So chapter 2 is all about the table bot. Okay, and it tells the story. In 2003, a group of us were lamenting the lack of building activity in the club. And at the time we met at the Castro Middle School library, there's a bunch of chairs around. And we knew there were several robots in the club. We observed that building activity coincided with contests, but there was always this fixture that needed to be hauled around for the obstacle avoidance or the maze or whatever. And there were winners and losers. Somebody was always unhappy and all that kind of thing. So we were sitting around in the library with these tables, and we wanted to do something that didn't involve any kind of setup or anything, and maybe could use the robots that we already had. And so the idea was we were going to do tabletop soccer, and we put nets around the table and stuff to catch the robot. But no, that's like setup. And that's when it was born, the TableBot. A TableBot is a robot that survives, lives, and plays on a table or pays the price. And so, the year after, we changed it up to be the HBRC challenge. Oh, I should say with the TableBot challenge, the key there is trying to get to tabletop soccer. We never really got there, and we're still trying. But the way to get there is in phases. And so we have the 3 phases, and the phase 1 is to go from one end of the table to the other and back. Phase 2 is to push a block off the edge of the table, and phase 3 is to move the block into a shoebox mounted at the end of the table. We don't define the size or the color of the table. I've seen some awful big shoeboxes. Part of the concept was that you could use the robot, whatever robot you have, and adapt it to this challenge. It's not a contest. And also, it turns out to be an excellent example of subsumption architecture, where simple behaviors put on top of each other give you the illusion of intelligence. And it's got some juice to it, because you've got a robot, that you've put all this time, energy, effort, and money in, barreling towards this, 6-foot drop off. So you've got something to lose, which gives us our phase 4, is that it's okay for the robot to fall off the table. It just needs to survive, so you put it back on and do it again. So with that having been said, let's go ahead and get this HBRC challenge started. This is HBRC challenge phase 2025, 2030, phase 1. Okay, we do this 3 times a year. We'll do it again in June and September. And the concept is that it's a good opportunity to start something, and you don't have to have it finished tonight. You get a chance to do it again in June and September. So that's the best thing. Let's go ahead and get things going there locally at Maker Nexus. Stephen Joyce, I think you're up first there.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me get the screen share going on here.
And keep the mic.
Okay, let me know when you're ready, Kim.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pause for a second here. Say, Ross and I are on the East Coast, so I know that we're up late. And so after they do the locals, we'll get you first online, okay? Stephen Joyce, what you got there?
Okay, this is Frank the Tank.
Yeah.
This is
Hey.
his 3rd attempt to complete phase 3. And at home, it's been very successful. Here earlier tonight, it was very successful, and we'll see what happens now. Okay. And you just need to press a button and it goes.
I see you're using the patented popsicle stick technology. Is that a Stingray base?
Yes,
Awesome.
yeah. Now, this is not a speedster, but lately it's been getting in under 2 minutes. So,
It's not a contest, it's a challenge.
okay. Well, there we go. Okay, now it should turn left and it goes towards the blue square in the back.
Turn the other one.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's not good. Not good at all. Try again. No one doesn't do that. Ah, okay. So it puts the rubber band on so it can pull it backwards and then reorient itself.
That's nice.
Yeah. Starts to turn, lift. Keeps going. Okay, now lately it hangs up on the right hand of the box every once in a while. Most of the time it powers through, but we'll see what it does this run.
What is Frank looking for in the box?
There's a blue box in the back.
Ah,
Box in a box. So it looks
So
like
it's
it's
in there with
spotted.
the camera?
Yeah. That's going with the camera. And it uses OpenCV.
nice.
And I think it's
That's in
over.
there.
Let's take a look. Oh yeah, it's over.
Very
Okay.
nice. All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
There's a Frank the Tank's got a phase 3. That's awesome.
Yay, Frank.
Go.
You
Thanks,
still
everybody.
got you still got 2 minutes, Joyce. Stephen, you want to talk some more or are you done?
I'll pass it on to the next person.
All right. Forward the time there. Who's next there at Maker Nexus?
Have some fun. Oh, I thought you were trying to get my attention.
Who's next?
Oh.
Local.
We don't have the order, right? Like it's like.
Who wants to go next?
Yeah, is there another table bot?
Anthony?
Yeah, I can go. I can get up and running here.
Okay, Anthony. Is this Anthony Robertson?
Yeah, may I go that direction?
We don't specify that.
Okay. I'm worried the box is gonna throw it off. It's not expecting that.
No, that's part of the thing. We don't specify that you've got to go link through it. Years ago, who was it? I can almost think of the name. They had a walking robot that was very slow, and so they took the width instead of the length. Yeah, the zany. What do they call themselves? Have you started it yet?
No, sorry.
No, tell us about your robot, Anthony.
Okay, so yeah, what I was going for was kind of minimalist, which is how it came out. It's got an ESP32, and I trained some like computer vision models on just totally simulated tabletops. So I have this like 3D environment with a bunch of people standing around, and I randomize the people and the chairs and stuff and the color of the carpet, and then I take a bunch of pictures, and then cook all that down, and then try to get a couple inferences out of that and make it turn left or right or stop at the edge. So hopefully that's what we'll see happen. There we go. Just gonna see that and get confused. It's also not a speed demon.
What is its name?
I'm open to suggestions.
Pokemon.
One problem I'm having is that the motors are getting really hot, so some of the pausing you're seeing is built in just to not overheat. I don't know a whole lot about working with these motors, so
I think you should call him Slim.
I think open suggestions.
yeah, that's good. The only thing that I knew was that the camera was going to be this high. Like, so in the simulation, I just knew here's the camera's this height off the table, right?
So this is the camera.
Yeah. And let's see what happens when it gets here. It should think about the edge for a minute and then decide to turn around.
So this is done with a camera?
Yeah. There we go.
I see the
Yeah,
camera.
so it can
So
like
it's
see a
just-
left
is it
edge or
just
a right
seeing a
edge.
difference in color? Is it just seeing a difference in color, or is it actually measuring depth some way?
No, it just knows what an edge looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, so it knows what a front edge as opposed to a right edge or a left edge or kind of none of those. And then it either turns that into a turn. Sorry, what?
Is it like a CompNet or something that is the edge detector?
I don't know. I guess I don't understand the question well enough.
What
to-
is your neural network architecture?
the thing that I found that I can run on this platform is called MobileNet. Yeah, I don't know if that answers the question or not, but it's like a really small, image classifier, I guess.
Recur network.
Mobile net.
So now it's just going to keep avoiding whatever edge
Is it running on the ST32?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
so that's it, right? It didn't exactly go all the way back, but it didn't fall
That's
off.
awesome.
Thank you.
Close enough.
Thank you very much.
That's what's the robot's name?
Open to suggestions.
Slim.
I
Slim
let my
Skinny.
kid draw some pictures too, and that's kind of what it looked like in his illustration. So
What?
So all the vision processing is done on the robot?
yeah, that was part of what I wanted to do too, is like that was something I wasn't real familiar with. So I wanted to get a little bit more experience with making those models small enough to do them on there. And then I'm hoping that that'll be able to get me to recognize a block or a box, like that'll be the next, it'll also be useful in the next phase. So I'm hoping.
That's
Cool.
awesome.
Tiny ML as the interpreter.
No, that's the TensorFlow one, right?
Right.
No, I think I looked at that and I don't think or maybe they're related. Honestly, it's not really my like background. So it's kind of dabbling a lot,
Okay.
trying to find stuff that works.
In your sim, did you, what color did you make the table and did you try different table colors and backdrop colors?
It was kind of a beige and like
Okay.
a little bit marbled because I didn't really know what I was going to get. Like, I don't
Okay.
think it would deal with wood very well, but anything that's pretty much plain.
Okay. Do you
It can-
randomize the ground color as well? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
cool.
just noise, I think
So you're
ultimately it
using-
wouldn't mattered. I think I could have made the background just all kinds of noise, but I actually put people in and lighting and stuff, and it's really weird. But
You're using OmniVision, aren't you?
what do you mean?
For your sim?
Oh, I modeled it all in Blender and then just rendered a bunch of frames as if it was like an animation.
Oh. That's the other Anthony that's using OmniVision, right?
I don't know what's gonna do here.
So you're just trying to do phase one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay, very nice.
Anyway, thank you very much.
That was awesome. Thank you very much. Anthony Robertson, right? Yeah. Do we have a name for that robot? I'm calling it Slim.
Okay, I like it.
About Slim Vision. There you go. All right. Okay, what else do we have on site there? That was awesome, Anthony. I think we got the other Anthony, don't we? It's like dueling Anthonys. This is awesome. Come on, Anthony, you're up.
I'll just bring it up.
Anthony number 2, what's your last name?
Andrade.
Please spell.
AND.
We can't hear you in here.
Oh, sorry. Last name is ANDRADE.
Very cool. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your robot's name, Anthony?
Oh, I don't have a name for it yet.
Oh, come on, you people.
Oh,
Still a work in
Every
progress.
self-respecting robot needs a name.
Maybe if he has an upper half, yeah.
I'm gonna call him Stick.
Sticks.
Sticks.
most of mine start out with 4-letter words until I get them kind of working.
Yeah. Maybe Stick will stick.
Okay, so just to introduce myself, my name is Anthony. I am working on this humanoid robot project that I've scraped together with my credit card. Rest in peace. And so, and so I assembled a lot of these parts using the Robotics platform. If you guys are familiar, a lot of these parts are just from their website, but with like the connector frames. And what I intend to do with this project is to, one, be able to train an AI model using NVIDIA's Isaac Sim and be able to just simply make it walk. Eventually, once am able to accomplish that goal to be able to make it walk, I would want it to be able to balance using I remember there was a sensor they mentioned last week, but I totally forgot what the name of it.
IMU.
And IMU, that's it. So yeah.
Motion unit.
Yeah. So right now I just have the bottom half. In the future, I'm going to 3D model a connector between these two motors right here, where it would connect this torso with the motors at the top with the 2 degrees of freedom, and eventually work on the actual torso, the shoulders and the arms, and for the head, use a camera that uses computer vision. Still a work in progress, but this is what I have so far. And yeah, that's really all I got.
Anthony's got a nice URDF in OmniVision. So maybe post that to the mailing list when you get a chance.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fun story about this one. My initial goal was to get the Poppy robot, if you guys are familiar, from way back when. It's a humanoid, very simple humanoid robot that has a very similar leg design as this one. And I took the URDF of that robot and put it into Omniverse. And I just did very simple things with it for now. I don't know if they can see that. I just made it just fall. Oh, they can't see it. Okay. I could just send this link, but
yeah, put it on the mailing list when you get a chance. I'm going to share the screen and show the Poppy robot.
okay.
Poppy. You guys remember Poppy?
Yeah, that's the one. Is there a mail? Like, what's that? Okay. Oh,
there. So I put the link in the chat, so if folks want to check it out. Very nice. Thank you very much, Anthony.
thank you.
That's awesome. And it's interesting, the Omniverse, and I guess you're using like Isaac Robot Engine or something like that. Are you going to be using the Isaac Robot Engine platform?
Yeah, I have the Isaac Sim already on my computer, and I'm just still trying to familiarize and get used to that program.
Very good. Excellent. Thank you very much. Who else at the Maker Nexus has something for show and tell? I see
Judy.
Walk front too. All right. So this is a commercial off-the-shelf robot from Elephant Robotics. It's called MetaCat. And I saw on Tom's Hardware somebody who had taken a Raspberry Pi Pico and modified a big mouth Billy Bass, the fish that used to be on the wall. You'd walk by and it would start singing and flapping and moving its mouth, and he had changed it to be a Amazon Echo speaker, so it would move its mouth in response to the reply that came back. And I thought, oh, that's a cute upgrade of a commercial toy. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I could build a Salem the cat from a TV show called Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and it was really this really funny, obviously puppet cat that had a snarky
Blast from
attitude,
the past.
and it was really funny. So I thought, well, maybe if I start with some commercial cat, I can figure out kind of like how they constructed it, and then upgrade, modify it to be more interactive. So this has 3 degrees of freedom. The tail moves back and forth. The head can pan and tilt. The eyes are actually little computer screens, so they blink and change symbols. There's 3 touch sensors, one on the back, the chest, and the head.
Nice.
And it has some voice recognition commands. So if you say Metacat, it'll meow and then shake head. So it'll shake tail. So there are other commands that just change what the eyes display, which I think are not as interesting, but so it's and it does purr if you hold the head and back, and so its responses are fairly limited. So that's why I was thinking it'd be a fun thing to upgrade.
Definitely needs wheels.
And if anybody remembers my creepy head, well, the next version will be Creepy Cat.
Yeah, it needs wheels too.
No,
All right, Ralph Campbell.
it's
Thank you
the
very
fur
much.
is glued to the body, so all the electronics and everything are pretty well protected, because it's made for not to be upgraded, to be
If you
child friendly and things like that.
you can't open it, you don't own it.
Oh, I've got tools. I can
Oh
probably,
yeah, they can be
but
peeled.
I figured I had to show it off unmodified first before
We look forward to seeing Metacat in June and September.
Yeah, hack a kitty.
Okay, thank you very much.
Here, you can kind of see the eyes. Metacat.
Good cat. Oh,
Looking
that's
spice to
nice.
the
Yeah.
cat.
Meow.
One of
All
the
right,
things that's kind of fun when you do robotics and animatronic stuff is hacking toys. It's one of the things I do all the time. I got half my house is full of things I've done. I've added Arduino, I've added Bluetooth, I've added all kinds of links to them, different control systems.
Who else we got? Who else do we have at the Maker Nexus ready to do a demo? All right, Mr. Sokol there. I'm trying to think of your first name.
William.
William.
William, that's right.
Yep. I haven't changed this robot, but I figure I was actually working on software for it. So it doesn't have it now, but I was working on something RGB Slam, right? Where it'll like take the camera footage, turn it into a 3D model. And I'm hoping to turn that into like a map that someone can visually see. And I just thought it might be cool to try and I think in the future, I might want to use it to make a table bot, right? Just by adding software to it, because I really liked what you did. What was your name? Anthony. Yeah, that was cool with the camera, right? So I actually got an ESP32 camera right in there. So I could theoretically try something similar. Yeah, so I'm just gonna move it around on the table this time. And yeah, we'll see if I can not fall on the table.
How are you moving it?
It should be good with a phone. So I drive it over a phone. Oh, my bad.
You just do remote control?
Yeah, it's remote control.
Okay. It's all right.
So-
We don't say
Yeah, I
that. We
know.
don't say it has to be autonomous.
I'll get there. I want to get there.
No,
Actually.
it's fine. Just for the record, you can get a phase 1, 2, or 3 remote control, but it kind of defeats the purpose.
Oh, I didn't really know that.
What's your robot's name, William?
It's called a Ballybot.
Bally?
Ballybot, yeah. Oh no, I
B-A?
don't have a power bank. Bally, BOT.
Gotcha, Valleybot, like Silicon
Yeah,
Valley.
Yeah.
She's a valley bot. It's valley.
Oh, I'm in upload mode. I think that's
For sure, for sure.
William, how many of those have you made so far?
about 20.
Oh,
Yeah, that's I mean, yeah, I've made about 20 of these because I'm selling them for educational kits. So
What's the price?
in parts, it's around like $40. I'm selling them at like 100.
Okay,
Well, pretty cheap.
$99.95, right?
Yeah, something
I'm
like
trying
that.
to be funny. Sorry.
You know, if I sell them at a flea market, I'll go down to 70.
But wait, that's not all. Do we get steak knives? Come on, there's got to be steak.
Yeah. Comes with a screwdriver.
Spared no expense. No, it has a nice look to it. I like it. It almost looks like an old style speaker or something. With those ubiquitous yellow tires too, or wheels.
Yeah, okay, so this is how it kind of connects, if I can, I tell it the camera bit. Right, so it actually is listed as a Wi-Fi network on the hotspots.
Mm.
And yeah, then I can connect to a website. Let me show the website once it connects. Right, so you got your air keys, you got your camera footage, and yeah. And then
website's hosted on the robot.
it's hosted on the robot, yeah. So it's
Is
hosting
that
as
an MJPEG stream or?
yeah,
Okay.
JPEG stream, yeah. So yeah, I can pretty easily. Oh, I can clip it. Yeah.
So you're seeing the video. Is that on Wi-Fi or does that actually go through broadband?
It's going over Wi-Fi.
Okay. So if you left
Yeah.
this local Wi-Fi, you wouldn't be able to get that video image any longer.
So I have a second mode that connects to a router, and then it goes to a relay server I have, and then you can go over global internet. But that's like a entirely different mode, right?
Is that hard to set up?
It was for the user, it's not that bad. You just have to type in your username and password to the router, and then it knows the IP. I hard coded my IP into the code. So yeah, not super secure to be honest, but I mean at my scale I don't care that much. So yeah, I'm pretty good at avoiding. Never mind. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Hey, it flies. Wow.
see if we get a phase 4. Does it still work?
Still good.
Yay,
Nice.
you've achieved
Combat
phase
proven.
4.
Okay, well,
Combat proven.
yeah,
You got
hopefully
a
next
phase,
time
if
I
you go
get this
back
on
and
the
forth, you
table,
get
it
a
does
phase
not.
1, and that was a phase 4 there.
Yeah, I think the battery is super low, so it's not acting very good. But
You might need to upgrade your motors.
yeah,
Just
hopefully
saying.
next time I get it on this table, it won't fall.
No, we are entertained, William. We are entertained. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah,
All right, let's
thank-
get this show rolling. We got a lot of robots out there. Who else is at Maker Nexus wants to do a demo? Marco, I think you brought your Robo Magellan robot, didn't you? Endecker. Indecker.
So who's going to turn their
Yeah,
their
actually,
Rogue
huh?
Magellan bot into a floor bot?
Two little things to show. Can you spotlight my image, my camera image? No, Camp,
Yes, trying to. Let me find it. I see you.
because
I
what
see it.
this
I
is-
see it.
Okay. What's this?
Oh, cool.
So that's actually the AI head running on Ubuntu and as a ROS node. So that's currently recognizing all the people in the room with their heads. I get into the picture, it actually finds basically the landmarks of the face. And so
You look you look pretty creepy. You look like a zombie.
so all of that works.
Hey.
Halo supplies different sample networks. So I'm playing with them right now. So all of that works with Ubuntu, with ROS.
What's the hardware platform?
That's a Raspberry Pi 5 and then AI Head Plus.
AI.
That's the 26 tops one, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah.
You had it on i4 before. You
Not this one. So that really needs a Pi 5.
What model are you running?
That's a combination of three different models in parallel. I think all of them are YOLO based, kind of.
And just to note, so the Raspberry Pi, the AI hat, it only works with the 5. So
Yes, it needs basically the
these little ribbon
PCI,
cable, yeah.
the
Yeah.
the real cable back there somewhere.
Yep.
So that's basically the cable you need. Okay, and
Haven't taken mine out of the box yet.
come on.
I've booted my Pi 5.
Okay, and the other one is still the Integra. Let me see. If you can see that, that's basically my traffic cone in travel format. and the OAK-D still recognizes it, and it even tries to find a distance for it, which is
Is that
probably,
ConeSlayer?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's ConeSlayer.
So
Right
it's
now looking
tracking
at
the
my phone.
cone.
It's just looking at my phone at this point.
That's awesome. That's
But
awesome.
at home, it also finds real cones, but I didn't bring one today. So
Very nice.
both of them are was chassis now, and I ran into some problems today because my little traffic Wi-Fi router thingy has the same IP range as Mega Nexus, so I couldn't connect to both of them. And so that's why these small screens.
Marco Walthall, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
So Marco, quick question. So it's gonna be, so I guess if considering was it the only thing that moves on a Robo Magellan course besides the Robo Magellan bot is the people. So if you can just identify people and the cones, you can just remember where everything else is, right?
Unless you have somebody with like a push cart or.
Oh,
somebody
that's true.
with-
Yeah.
Or like bags being removed in place from the bag.
True. It's true.
I go for deterministic cone detection algorithm.
It's like at this point with Cone Slayer and with all of these pre-trained models, finding people, as long as you have something that can run neural nets, finding cones, finding people's pretty down pat, but it's still all the other stuff.
Robo Magellan's all about GPS. There's not enough to localize on generally.
Well, I know, yeah.
Also, that
All right. Who
that
else
was
has
Cone Slayer. The Cone Slayer is the one we've that you introduced us to, right?
Yeah.
So that
I run it on my robot too, so
is it easy to get it onto a
they have
Pi
a sample
Hat
project for those. I haven't tried it on a Pi Hat yet. I should do that.
or Oak D?
Or the sample they have a sample project for running it on an Oak D.
Okay, good. Oak
Yeah.
D Lite, hopefully, or whatever.
Anything with with that RVC2 core. So Oak D Lite, Oak D Pro, and the Pro W.
Right. Good.
Because it just uses the color camera.
Yeah,
who
but
else
Marco
on,
got it
who
Yeah,
working.
else
and
on
if you really wanted to, I have a ROS node for the Cone Slayer setup in the OGD. So
Oh, that'd be
that worked.
great. Post it.
So
The mailing list
I have
somewhere.
a robot show. Like my son is doing tether with a joystick, but it has arm. I can grab something. So it's I wonder arm pie, and it's running on ROS Noetic. So
Wow.
Can you highlight Kyung's, thing?
Let me find it.
That's not it.
Yay.
let me give it like something to grab.
Is this the HackerBot, John? Is this the HackerBot?
No, it's arm pie, high wonder arm pie. So it's I can grab can.
It's an empty can.
Is it doing that autonomously?
No, my son is doing terrell.
Never
Actually
mind,
pretty
never
good.
mind the man behind the curtain, right?
Does it have the capability to pick up a can that's full of liquid?
You said that one's empty.
Yeah, fortunately, otherwise I have to cry.
Yeah, well, that's another
Yeah.
almost
Yes, bring it
Three-quarters
to
of a
me.
pound.
So
Very cool.
How
This is
many
time-
degrees of freedom is that arm?
Robot has gained artificial intelligence.
yeah, so my son is frustrated. So I think it's a 5 degrees of freedom. So plus creeper. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, if I restart it, it will lose connection to the joystick. So yeah, I have to turn it off. Yeah.
This is what happens in every lockdown.
Yes.
Very
I
nice.
guess.
All right.
That's my demo.
Very
Thank
cool.
you.
Who else has a demo at the Maker Nexus?
Is there is someone
Anyone else have a robot to show? Nobody?
Okay, let's move online now, okay?
Yep.
Do we have any more robots at Maker Nexus?
We don't.
Okay, very fine. Okay, we're gonna move online now. And let's see, Ross, I know that it's getting late here, so are you ready? Ross Noonan? I'm gonna spotlight you. You need to unmute yourself, dude.
And yeah, okay. Need to share. Let me share the screen.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's a good start. So I am showing Turtletron. This is my contribution to Camp's mock book, which is a description of several designs. So here it is, which is a many will recognize as an original Turtlebot with one of its circles left out. There's a Raspberry Pi 5 equipped with Jazzy in there, buried under all the cables, an OAK-D light camera, and an LD LiDAR. I guess I have to acknowledge a huge contribution by Sergey, Marco, who provided some very essential suggestions for the coding. And
Sergey
right now,
rocks. Shout out
Yeah.
to Sergey. I see him out there.
yeah, Sergey, the base is a Create. It's called a Create One. It was made by the iRobot company way back in 2010, defined by the Willow Garage folks, Tully and Melanie and all those guys who helped a whole bunch of us get these things running. But Sergey retooled some coding that was floating around to make it work on the Raspberry Pi 5, and it, speaking to Alan's reference earlier, I screwed around with this stamped unstamped thing, and lo and behold, the damn thing works.
So this is
Coming in first close up.
This is command velocity stamped, right?
Yes, it is. Whoops. Right. That came about actually. It's become important with Jazzy because the Nav 2 packages publish command velocity stamped, and so the whole your base has to understand that, and of course the joystick has to be compatible with that too. So you can see the camera as it's just actually just RGB, no big deal. Ta-da! Turtletron.
Thank you very much, Ross. Ross is one of the mockers. That's Alan, me, Phil, and Thomas Messerschmidt. We're building mock Turtlebots using different bases and LiDARs and cameras. Oh my.
Yay.
Thank you very much, Ross.
Cool.
Okay, who's next online? Let's see. Nathan, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Let me share my screen
Okay,
here.
This is Nathan Lewis with a TableBot Phase 1.
And TableBot, let's see, share screen. Let's see if this works. System. Desktop.
By the way, Camp, that was a run what you brung.
Very fine.
All right. This
And
works.
it runs.
Away.
All right. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
All righty. So, yeah, so this is I don't know, junk. I don't quite have a name for it yet. Something about pulling things out of my junk bin. I'm not sure. So either way, so I'm Nathan Lewis. I have maybe somewhat of an unproductive fascination with
I'm calling it
old
junk
electronics. Junkbot. It's Junkbot. Yeah.
Junkyard bot.
Junkyard bot. Yeah. So I like playing around with old electronics. I went to, so when Camp was sent out the thing for the TableBot challenge, I thought, it might be a fun time to dust off my old Bobot because I'd ended up bumping into it in storage.
Oh.
So the Bobot is based on a Parallax basic stamp, which is a microcontroller that hasn't really been relevant since the Arduino came out 20 years ago. But basically, this is a all I did was, so it's based on a basic stamp. I connected in SPI analog digital converter that I had in my bin. I took some of those old Sharp distance sensors and made this like 3D printed like flower kind of. Basically, it has 4 little sensor masts that are tilted
I
at
like the
45
body.
degrees.
That's inspired, Nathan. I like that.
Yeah. So the other thing that I did was because using non-rechargeable batteries is kind of out of fashion, I built this lithium battery case for it. Like it takes a couple of 18650 batteries and then drops there's some switching regulators in there that brings it down to the 6 volts that the Bobot expects, so you don't cook the servos. But just since this is all about show and not tell, here is my TableBot phase 1. So there's a little video loads. So it goes from one end of my pre-recorded this video. It just goes from one end of my kitchen table to the other, and it's gonna, of course, load. There, hold on. All right, so yeah, goes from one end of my table to the other. It just drives until it sees the edge, turns around, and comes back.
Extra credit for a dark table. Wow.
That's actually good. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's phase 1. I don't know if we'll call this phase 1.5 or not, but it can also edge follow. So here's it kind of just the chairs are pulled away because if the chairs are too close, it might not detect it as an edge and then drive off the table. So
you got something new there, Nathan. In 23 years, I have not seen one follow an edge like that. That's nice.
Right. So it just kind of bounces along the edge. It'll see it and
That's
turn
impressive.
around.
Yeah,
So
that's worth extra credit.
And here it saw both edges, so it's like, hey, wait, which direction do I go? And ends up turning around. But
Makes it exciting.
Yeah, and so let's see. There's another one. There's a little clip of me freaking out towards the end, thinking it's about to drive off, but no, it turns around.
You're gonna get a phase 4.
Yeah, phase 4. This one won't survive though. But
also known as phase floor.
phase floor. Yeah. So this was that regulator board thing that I made for it. Basically, there's a couple of just MOSFETs out of MOSFETs out of my parts bin, some switching regulators off Amazon. The USB-C output is there for future use. Yeah, basically, I was like, oh, if I'm putting this together, I don't want to just make it for the Bobot. Like if I take it out and I want to reuse it, so the USB-C port's there.
What are we looking at here, Nathan?
So this is just the battery protector board that I made for the Bobot. Basically, the Bobot
is that a battery management unit, sort of?
Yes, it's a battery management unit I built out of parts from my parts bin.
Wow.
So there's basically an op amp with a voltage reference that just turns on and off a MOSFET. It also does reverse polarity protection. So if you plug the batteries in backwards, it doesn't catch on fire.
That's always good.
Yeah, because when you can remove the batteries,
catch on fire.
Yeah, so because the thing is when you have these like removable batteries, sometimes you plug them in backwards if you're not paying attention. Yeah, so that's a table. That is the TableBot. I do have one other thing I wanted to show. So if I have time. So yeah, so I've been putting together this little like tank robot.
It's a second robot. You get 5 minutes per robot.
Okay, 5 minutes per robot. Okay, so this is a tank chassis thing I've been putting together, and so it's been a long time since I actually made like a contact sensor. Well, I mean, I did one for Magellan, but I'm really not proud of the one on Kubernetes. It works, but it's kind of trash. So I've been trying to build like a multi-directional bumper, like you'd see on Robot. But I wanted to do it with, I was trying to make it as simple as possible. So I came up with this. I do actually have a video of this thing, but basically, I came up with sorry. So if you have like the little contact switches, like if you're trying to make a bumper, a directional one, you kind of want, if you hit on the left, one sensor goes off. If you hit on the right, the other one goes off. But turns out it was actually a lot harder than I thought to make it where if you hit the middle, both of them get clicked. So the initial design was I had the the bumper kind of just hanging on both contact switches, but when you hit the center, it would almost pull the switches out and not push them. So I came up with this. Actually, I don't have the video in here. The video's in here, but kind of came up with this 3D printed like layout where I 3D printed these. It's like these 3D printed springs. So the pressure's not actually on the switches until you click it. So if you push it in the middle, it triggers both sensors. If you push it on either side, it goes either way. And there's one of the other versions of it. Here's what it looks like when it's detached from something.
Pretty fancy.
What's that
And so
robot's name?
I need to. Okay, yeah, you're gonna yell at me. I still need to come up with a name for this one. This one, it's called RelayBot right now because it's called RelayBot right now just because I was trying to do like a video about Boolean logic. So the controller, air quotes, is actually just a bunch of relays actually. So it just bounces off the walls. It doesn't. I was like, oh, could I do it without a microcontroller? Might be funny. So I have this video of or actually, yeah, here was before I did the better bumper. This is the bumpers that are just hanging off, and I'll just skip to the end. But yeah, when it turned around, you'd see that or actually, I think nope, that's not it. Yeah, it hits the middle and then it doesn't trip the bumper, but the new version works a lot better. So let me, I think, where did I put that? Yeah, so here I have oh shoot.
You got 2 more minutes.
All right, here I have an Instacam that I plugged onto it, so you can actually see it running around. It just bounces off the walls. Yeah.
No microcontroller, just relay.
Nope, it's just Boolean. It's just basically when you hit a switch, it reverses the other direction, and then it reverses the motor on the other side and then turns off the one on the same side. And so yeah.
Nice.
It's bang bang logic.
Yeah, it's bang bang logic. Yeah, yeah.
Nathan Lewis, ladies and gentlemen, with RelayBot,
Yeah.
the tank RelayBot. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and so my phase 2 plan and phase 3 plan for my table bot is I'm gonna get this old CMU cam working with it, and that's a CMU cam 1.
You got all the toys.
Well, it's been in my bins for like since I got them, 20 years. I just never throw anything away. So
yeah, I got one around here somewhere.
Yeah. So
all right, moving
there we
right
go.
along.
Right.
Dee, you're next. Dee Davis, ladies and gentlemen. Fun robots.
Okay. Hi there. I guess. Okay. This is my humanoid. I think I probably showed it before. It's an update to the InMove where it moves. Here, let me press the button. So you can see the mouth moving, eyes moving.
You've got dental
nose.
implants.
Yeah. In fact, we printed it in natural, and then my daughter colored it in colors. So that's where the colors come from. So the last part I have to do is the silicone skin. So I recently got a 3D printer, a new 3D printer, and reprinted some of the pieces. So this is the inside of the mold. And then here's the new pieces for the rest of the mold. So the silicone's going to go in here and then squeeze in between the parts together. So that's on my to-do list. So, but in the meantime, I was actually pretty interested in, in order to get, there's more than a dozen motors in this face, getting this moving. So, and I got pretty interested in the linkages. So I brought out some of my old mechanical design textbooks, and I actually have a whole bunch of plans to drive different linkages designs. So you can kind of see here, there's two 4-bar linkages. And if you move it around, it does that interesting shape. So
what is this going to be used for, Dee Dee?
Well, actually, I have a couple kind of artsy projects, but I would just like to do a study on a bunch of different linkages so I can design my own thing. I mean, honestly, I would like to design something like this or something completely different from this using the linkage design. So I just wanted to practice
Okay.
different types of linkages.
This is a study in linkages.
Yes. So I already did like a study in like for example, this is gears. So you can see there's a servo on the bottom and oh, let me replug it. And
what's this robot's name?
So I have a whole series of these. These are called micro robots for these. So this was just a gear, 2 gears moving around. There's another one here on my desk. They're so small, I can't even find my robot. Which is cool.
It got away.
Yeah, it did. Like, seriously. Okay. Well, there's another one here. It's just a single servo. And so I designed this for a library class that the kids got to build and then take home because it's a nice cheap price that I could do it. The library class. Here's a.
That's wonderful.
Yes. So being able to just like have a very modular.
Show me that Saturn again. I want to get a good picture here.
Let me plug it in. So
put it beside you and let's get a nice shot.
Cool.
So to have this very modular platform where you can add gears. I have one somewhere where it has cam, like moving up and down, and there's these like lips that are talking, but somehow it disappeared. And
welcome robot. You got the welcome bot too, don't you? Is that the welcome bot behind it?
Yeah. So now I finally have a miniature version of the welcome robot. So that's pretty cool because now it's right. You can see the big one behind me over there, and you can see the tiny one, the hand-sized one over here. And there's a medium one, so now I have small, medium, and large.
There you go. Cool. All right.
So yeah, so it was like super cheap. I think it cost like $6 for the components, and then you 3D print it, and then you add your own components to it, and small kids can do it. So lots of fun. So yeah, I got sidetracked. It's been a lot of fun exploring the mechanical design and kind of drawing out the positions of different things. And yeah, you'll see this one. Oh, artsy. You can see the flowers kind of popping up from the linkage study.
That's awesome. Oh, that's great. Wow.
That's really cool.
That's my little talk.
That's very beautiful.
Thank you.
Dee Dee Davis, one of my favorite people, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Dee Dee. All right, that's awesome. Let's keep this party rolling here. Jimmy from Australia, you still there?
I am, yes. Hey, what I'd like to show is my Tilly, who is a robot arm with a light on the end. It's a light and a camera. I was inspired by a post that was on the thread quite a few weeks ago now, showing a prototype, an Apple prototype for a robot arm with what I call sparkle. Rather than just doing things, it has a bit of sparkle or sass, I guess you could call it. And I thought that was really cool. So I thought I'd give that a go. And so this is what I want to show today. If I could share my screen, I'll be able to show you what I have. It's just in I'm just in the hardware phase of it at present. So hopefully you can see my screen now.
Yes,
and
we see your screen.
I've got another camera, and you can see my robot arms just here with a light on the end of the cameras on the bottom there. It's got 5 degrees of freedom. It's based on the Dynamixel AX12A servos, and what I'll do is I'll just show you where I'm up to. I'm just kind of getting the hardware to work. So I just written a little bit here so I can show. So I can change the brightness of the light just by, if I put it up to say 50. There you can see it goes up. I bit overpowered the light. I got 1,000 lumens, this 12-volt 1,000 lumen LED, which is a bit too bright. I can't look at it.
You're gonna make the Pixar lamp.
That's what it looks like.
Shouldn't have got one so big. Yeah. Yeah. Move the servos. I can just move it around, and I just got this little thing here I just wrote this morning just so I can show it. So I have to put in the 5 integers for the 5 servos. I haven't got any inverse kinematics going yet. That's the next thing I want to do is I'll try and use Move It 2, which I've been reading about, and that's what I'll do.
So this is Ross.
This is all Ross. This is Ross. I'm combining Ross Jazzy and Ross Humble, which is a bit dodgy, I know, but seems to be working so far for me. So that's just moving the arm. Yeah, I can do it with any of the servos. The arm is based on Raspberry Pi 5, which is Ubuntu 24, and so I'm forced into Jazzy for that. But all my other systems run on Humble. So this PC I got now is running on Humble.
So to deal with the arm, I always think of Ross in terms of mapping and navigating. To deal with it, is this Move It?
Yeah, well, no, I plan to use Move It. Yeah, I've got my UIDF file, and I was just looking at it yesterday.
So you're just specifying servo location. You're specifying servo locations with Ross here, basically.
Basically, yes, that's what I want to do. I'm just at this, just at the stage yet of getting all the hardware together and making it all work. Problem I have is it moves around a bit. Just see it's kind of wobbling like that, so that's going to give a big workout to the servo bearings at the bottom. So it just came today, actually. If I could show. Oh, I got a thrust bearing for the first servo. Where's their camera? They just came this morning. That's why it's not on. There's a thrust bearing. It's a 4mm thrust bearing, and I've got a 3D printed base to put it on. So that'll stop that. I'll just have to do that. It came this morning, as I say, I haven't got it on. Apart from that, it's going well. I'm running the light using MOSFET from PWM from the Pi. I had a lot of problems with the hardware PWM that didn't work. Basically, I discovered that hardware PWM on the Pi 5 with Ubuntu 24 is not working. So I had to go to software PWM, and it is flickering. You can't see it, but it flickers a bit. It's driving me crazy. So I think I'm going to have to do something.
I have figured out how to make it work on a Pi 5. You send me email, Mike@wimblerobotics.com. I'll try to send you some notes.
Very good. Thank you very much, Jimmy. That was awesome.
I'm so sorry it crashed. My computer crashes off. And
That was
it just
awesome.
my apologies.
That's
Okay.
okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's see. Next up, Jim D'Annunzio, Big Orange.
Yeah. I actually have a first small thing, which is related to the we saw the AI hat and the Raspberry Pi 5. So this isn't it's not a robot yet, but I 3D printed this case, and it has a ultra wide camera, Raspberry Pi camera, and this little someone came up with this a nice 3D print design. I didn't do it, but it's perfectly fits the Raspberry Pi 5 and the AI hat, just the 13 tops one, and which I didn't know about the more expensive one, but I figured I'd start with the 13 tops. It does a pretty good job, and it also has the inside here a fan and a heat sink thing, so yeah, I demoed this. I was trying to get it to work, but you saw some of Marco's already, and but it has the AI hat is pretty good, and it right out of the box it can do detect people, faces, and like human poses, like multiple people. That's at 30 frames per second, so it's a pretty good thing for not much money really. So I just wanted to show that. And so I finally got into my Raspberry Pi 5. So for Big Orange, I'm going to share my screen. And well, first, Big Orange is over here.
Hey, Big Orange.
Hello, going to share my screen, and well, first.
Well, he heard.
Nice to meet you.
He heard me. So
oh, I like this one.
Try to commit your face to memory.
Oh wow.
Please, only you.
I don't know how he came up with all that, but the future's gonna be weird. He's looking for a face right now.
Okay. Next time try saying orange, hello, to check my memory.
Oops. All right, let me share my screen. I'm gonna share what I'm gonna share Big Orange's view right now. So oh, he's looking at me. Well, we'll do 2 demos then. Actually, no, I don't want to. Let's move him back. Oh, he's following me right now.
That's awesome.
He's giving you X, Y, and Z coordinates on your facial.
Yeah, it's gone a little berserk. I need to restart him. That's not the demo I wanted to.
Gotta love live demos.
So yeah, normally he's pretty good at not responding when you don't call his name, but I was saying orange and stuff, so
I'm starting up.
So today what I'm going to demo is the what I've tied in just yesterday the
I could not connect to SlamTech.
GPT 4.0 GPT 4.0 with a image capability of uploading images.
Hello, my name is Orange. Pleased to be at your service.
And he's not resetting his
Orange is
servos.
very excited.
Orange, you're glad I didn't say banana.
He's not sure what's going on here. Let's just shut her down.
Hey, or just go to Amazon and order.
You got 4 more minutes, Jim.
Sorry, maybe we could come back because everything went berserk.
Yeah, let's come back.
I have to reboot.
Actually, let me get my, oops, not that way. Bear with me. Okay. Let's do this.
Everything went berserk and the servo's locked up. So anyway, I'm
course.
rebooting.
It's a live demo.
It shouldn't have done that. It's never done that live before.
Of course not.
Only in front of the
So,
judges at Robo Games.
This is Smarty 2. It's a mock bot, and I shall attempt a 4-bot challenge, phase 1 times 2. The floor bot challenge has 3 phases. Phase 1 is to go from one end of the room to the other and back. Phase 2 is to identify an object in the room, and phase 3 is to fetch that object. So I'll attempt to go back and forth and twice. So I'm setting my waypoints. Bear with me. Boom. 1. Okay, if it does this, it'll be floor bot challenge phase 1, and I'll just do it twice just to, because I hope I can. And start waypoint following. So this is autonomous.
So that single little line is the path it's going to follow, right?
The red line is the global path planning, and the you'll see a little small blue is the local path planning. I'm going to help him out here. So this is cheating. Bear with me. I'm going to reset the pose. Boom.
Boom.
Actually, he's going to go back to the other side.
Oh.
So this is, there's the path planning there. And looks like he's got back on path. The red line there is global path planning. And you see the little blue coming out from in front of him. That's the local path planning. So he should come back now.
How much distance is this track that he's doing, this path?
This is my apartment.
Oh.
It's I guess it's 30 feet or so.
Okay.
Should I ask if the map is on ground level?
Well, it says it failed, but it's close enough. I'll just have him navigate into the lounge here.
You have 2 minutes left, Cam.
Thank you. I'll hurry it up. How much more time do I have?
-1.
All right, so that's it almost. I don't know that I actually got a Floorbot Challenge phase 1 there, but can't say that I didn't try. Let's see now. I have oops, shit. Okay, so let's see here. If I can refresh. Okay. All right. Jim, you back?
Yeah.
You ready?
Want me to go? All right.
Go for it.
All right. So let me share again. Here we go. So this is you can see what Orange
Yes, we
can
see your screen. Yes.
So all right, I'm gonna put him into this chat mode, and then we'll ask him what he sees.
I see Truckosaurus in the background.
Hey Orange, open chat cloud.
In chat mode, I can answer questions about myself. Say goodbye to end the chat. What can I answer for you today?
What do you see of notability in your view?
Wow.
I see a cozy room setting with various objects like a TV, a lamp, and a vehicle model. However, I can't actually see or interact with things, so I don't have abilities in sensing or manipulating physical objects directly.
What kind of lamp is there?
The lamp on the right is a lava lamp, known for its flowing, colorful wax inside a glass container, creating a calming visual effect.
Hippies.
Could you clarify what you mean by duties? Are you asking about what I can do or something else?
What kind of other objects do you see? Like
In the image, there's a TV, a decorative vehicle model, a regular lamp, and a patterned cushion on the couch.
do you see any robots or robot models?
I see a model of a vehicle, but no robots or robot models.
That's cool.
What do you see I have in my hand?
The lava lamp is pretty cool with its relaxing, colorful motion.
What do you see in my hand?
It looks like you're holding a small robot figurine with a classic, metallic design.
Bender.
Yes, it is Bender.
Do you know who Bender is?
I can't recognize people, characters, or their names.
Oh, okay.
But if you're referring to a character from a show, Bender is often associated with a popular animated series.
Yes, he is.
Copyright.
Very cool.
Let's ask one more
That's
thing.
awesome. Bender is quite a memorable character.
How far away is the lava lamp?
I can't determine the exact distance, but the lava lamp appears to be on a table, likely a few feet from where the photo was taken.
Very cool.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. If you need anything else, feel free to reach out. Chat has
What,
ended.
what
So,
chatbot are you using right now? Is that GTP 4.0?
Yeah, that's 4.0. So that yeah, oh, I wanted to, if you're in, yeah, so that's the 4.0. I just kind of hooked that up, and it costs a few cents, or for
They charge.
every few pictures it costs a cent or two, but yeah, I put $5 in, and if I check now, it's probably 15 cents lower. Oh, there's one other thing I wanted to show you for in the other robot here. I got it running. So this is that Raspberry Pi 5 with the AI hat, and it's running live on this video. Can you see that?
Yes.
It's running live pose analysis on this pictures. I for some reason I can't get it to use the camera right now, but you can give it a video and it will any video input to its models. So it runs pretty fast is the bottom line.
Very cool.
All right, thank you.
Very cool.
That's
Thank you very
kinematic.
much.
Yeah.
Chindanunzio, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I've got a table bot I'm gonna show her here real quick.
Just by comparison, my fairly new EV car, if I were to ask it, what do you see? It would say, I will turn the temperature down.
Hey, hey, Camp, I have run what you brung. I don't know if I'm on the list.
Okay, hang on a sec. Close enough. Thank you very much. This is Buggy 3. All right. Let me just show this guy here. I brought out some of my homebrew. Hey, Nathan, you were looking at bumper design where it would actuate two of them at once.
Yep.
This one does that.
Cool.
It's got a point to it, and it's got two snap action switches there. If it centers them, it should do a 180. I'm not doing it. But also, this is my infamous machine intelligence demo. I'll let it try one time, and if it doesn't get it, we'll call it quits. But it's not that the robot goes back and forth, it's that it learns to go back and forth. Forwards and reverse are the only two motion patterns in the differential drive system that has any linear velocity. And so this guy's set up to do random patterns until it discovers either forward or reverse. And then when it's in that motion pattern, it does it. So here, you see the robot going back and forth. It's not that it's going back and forth. It's that it learned to go backwards and forwards. I put my PDF in there, the book, Homebrewed Robots, is a chapter on machine intelligence. So it actually discusses that. These are two, I like this one. This is using My Little Blue Robot. It's a kid's book. And whoa, don't fall off. He's gonna do a table bot challenge phase 4. All right. Are you amused? Let's try the other one here. Maybe I have better luck.
Isn't that the one that used to run away at the Maker Faire and you'd have to find it a day or two later
Yeah,
out somewhere?
I've had more than one robot run away. Obstacle avoidance devices are also exit finding devices. But this one actually made a pretty good little kid. He's bummed out right now, but he walks and moves his arms and detects stuff, and it's pretty cool. So, anyways, that's wiry. All right, Alan, Dr. Bot, you're up.
Yo, okay.
Go ahead.
All right, here we go. It's clear path.
You're on, Alan. You said you had a demo, right?
Are you not seeing it? Oh, hold on.
You hear your screen.
It's in stealth mode.
Smart table. See, you've got your LiDAR offset there.
Yes, I do.
What are those table legs made with?
Those are aluminum extrusion. Please hold all questions to the end of the video.
What are we looking at?
Are you hearing a video from this at all?
No, we are hearing no audio.
No, oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry that you're not getting the audio. Okay. Let me, I'll stop it and narrate it. Gee, I'm
Might have
sorry
to
about that. You guys I sent you the link to the video. Maybe it'll pay. You can do it in your leisure. But okay. So this is a Raspberry Pi 4. Create 3. So you're not getting any audio at all, huh?
True, true.
No,
You're
you
getting
might
my
have to
audio, but
stop.
this video.
You might have to stop sharing and then click the little when you
The
share,
video,
click the audio
link,
button.
the link is in the chat. So if you actually want to hear that, you can do that. Why don't you go ahead and narrate it and just finish up with this, Alan?
Okay. Right. So basically, if I had
What is this? No.
if I had bought everything, it would have been like $2,000, but I pieced it out. So I had a Create 3 base was like $350. LD19. I cut a plywood table, oak light. It's a Raspberry Pi 4 running it, and there's another Raspberry Pi inside the Create 3 base. So basically, I got the equivalent of a TurtleBot 4 standard for around 700, and the list is 2,000 if you can do it, because you can't even get the Create 3 base anymore, as far as I can tell. And I don't know if ClearPath is still selling anything. However, their code is pretty good. It's sort of segmented between the robot and the base is all in the Create 3, and then the LiDAR and the robot description and the Oak Light code is all run on the Raspberry Pi 4. So that's, basically I have the TurtleBot 4. I can drive it with the Logitech. It's so basically I have a fully functional TurtleBot, and I figured this must be my 4th TurtleBot, really. I had an original TurtleBot 1 that I rolled my own. That was off a Create that was off a Roomba base. Then I
I
actually
think
did have,
you wrote the original mock turtlebot article in Servo.
yes, yeah. And so this is the fourth generation. I also had a Roomba, not a Roomba, a Nito based. That was my Roll Your Turtlebot 2. So this is I call this
Yeah.
guy for 2, but he's really my third Turtlebot iteration.
I
This
just
is all
checked.
running on. This is all running on Jazzy.
I just checked Robot Shop. It looks like the Turtlebot 4 is restocking soon. It says it. iRobot is not selling Create 3s any longer. And iRobot should have mentioned this in industry news. They got real problems. It looks like they're going bankrupt.
Yeah. So I don't know what ClearPath sells other robots, but I think, a fully functional ROS 2
Yeah, ClearPath
platform.
got acquired for like $1 billion. So they don't have any problems. It's iRobot that's got the problems.
So that's the guy back there. I guess I can answer any questions.
What's your intended use case?
This guy, well, I'm working with Camp and Ross and Phil and Thomas. We're writing a book that's called, it's a mock turtlebot. So this is a table bot. So this is, eventually everybody wants Rosie. We want
Alan,
Rosie.
Alan, it's a smart table.
Okay, smart table. Yeah.
It's a floor bot smart table.
Yeah, and then what I'm interested in is putting on things like navigation to markers. Right now, I'm having network issues. Like I have to really I'm using the Oakley Light camera, but I'm not using it as a position camera. I'm only using it as RGB, and I have to throttle it down quite a bit. I'm down to 10 frames per second and 320 by 640, small image, because otherwise there's so much data with the LiDAR and everything else that it's doing. It's interesting to run RQT on this. It's the most complicated node graph I've ever seen. It must, it can't even fit it onto the screen. There's so many things going on.
Controller is in there? Is it a Raspberry Pi or
Raspberry Pi 4 on the main deck, and then the Create 3 has its own Raspberry Pi in it, and they're running separate nodes. So it's interesting on one network, if you bring this one up, unless you put it in all different namespaces, you can only run one robot.
What?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
What was the ROS versions and stuff that you're using?
Yeah, I just converted this. It's all Jazzy.
That's the new, Jazzy's the latest.
Yeah, and that's the one that insists on using stamped equals true in everything else. But I don't think the Create 3 base internally does that. And I don't see how you can modify the ROS Jazzy. Well, actually, I'm not quite certain what is in that base. Supposedly, I did the you update the Create 3 base through a web interface, and it's kind of dicey when it says you have the latest version. I'm not quite sure if it's Jazzy or Humble or something in between.
And iRobot's got problems.
Yeah.
Did I mention that? All right. Anybody else have a presentation this evening or a demo this evening? Thank you, Alan. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Anybody else this evening? Going once, going twice. Okay. I want to thank everybody for coming out, especially those who participated. This is a lot of fun. We do it again in June and September. Thanks to the folks who came out to Maker Nexus. Special thanks to folks that helped set up Kwong and Dan and everybody. Raphael, you behave yourself. All right. a motion this meeting be adjourned. All in favor, say aye.
I
Those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, meeting adjourned. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Now we're in random access. We hang around in the parking lot till security kicks us out.
That's the one of the fun parts too. It's like that's the part you don't get remotely. That's
Oh, by the way, here's my live demo of the
Oh,
pose.
that's awesome, man. You should turn that into a TikTok video. You need to do the Abba Gabba Gabba dance or whatever it is.
So you're getting this
Yeah.
kinematic data?
What's that?
Kinematic data. You're getting the kinematic data for the shoulder, the elbow, the.
It makes you
whatever
look
the
like a superhero.
heck.
I like it.
yeah, you get it from the basically there's an AI model that you can run.
Yeah.
It's part of the samples for the Pi AI hat that does pose estimation.
It's pose
So-
estimation. Yeah, it takes in the picture and it's a trained model for human pose. So it runs that model on the image, and can update pretty quickly. And this is the same technology that's on the Oak D that I demoed a few years ago on Big Orange.
AI hat's a lot faster. It's-
I see that it's pretty
Oh,
fast.
then the Oak D, right?
Mhm.
Well, this is
Yeah.
only the 13 top.